Next, we have our friend Mike Woolard, the fake it till you make it worker scam unmasked. That's what I'm reading off this paper.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Mike. I'm here to talk a little bit about a problem that's affecting everybody here, not only your companies, but also here you individually. This was a scam that's been going on for many years, but it came to light about a year and a half ago when KnowBe4 posted this blog post talking about how they inadvertently hired a North Korean actor. Not someone who hacked into their systems, not somebody who used some technical malicious way of getting into their systems. This is someone who took stolen credentials, working directly from North Korea, proxying in to their systems, working directly with engineers as a full-time employee, earning a salary. So how this scam works, like I said, they basically steal some credentials, buy some credentials, work with a proxy in-state, and they simply work the job, take a salary back to North Korea. This is a state-sponsored attack, basically. The government, the North Korean government, is taking this money, using it to fund their weapons program. Here's some pictures from the Department of Justice talking about this scam. Pay close attention to that picture in the top right corner. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in here in a second. But first I want to talk about these proxies. So people here in the United States are working with these groups to basically fund or continue the operations as if they're operating within the United States. This person here, Christina Chapman out of Arizona, if you want to Google her, she's responsible for about 300 companies being breached and about $17 million being exfiltrated. The pictures there on the right are from her home. If you see, there's about 45 roughly machines, laptops in her laptop farm, we'll call it. 45 different companies are represented by those machines that are being breached at that time. And so I want to talk about that team, that picture in the top right corner there. These are people that are operating in, a team atmosphere. They have a person who's the face of the company. They have multiple people that are actually doing the work behind the scenes. They have somebody who's the communication head. They're doing the email, the Slack channel, the teams working with the company. One person's going out, doing the interview. They're bringing back that information of how the interview went, what the questions were asked. They're passing it to the next person in line who also applied for that job. They're going out to do the same interview, but now they have a leg up in trying to get that job to bring it back to this group. They're working multiple companies at the same time. And this is not just a North Korean thing. This is also multiple companies or multiple nationalities, people who work throughout the world are really honing in on this and trying to make it their own now. They're hiring people in markets that the dollar is not as strong. So they're making six figures here in the United States, paying somebody overseas, maybe $30,000, $40,000 to do the work for them, while they are basically the project managers for the operation. I wanted to talk about that a little bit because that's where it impacts everybody here. They're taking on 2, 3, 4 jobs at a time, potentially doing good work, potentially doing bad work, but they're basically overemploying themselves, taking jobs away from legitimate candidates for these work, making it hard for companies to find legitimate candidates, more or less just stealing the work from everybody. Now they're starting to flip this scam on its head a little bit. The teams that are being set up, they're also creating shell companies behind the scenes. They're using AI to create websites and communication, social media, everything for these sites, to basically set up a shell company. So now they're going out and trying to get legitimate people to come apply for their fake jobs. They're asking you to apply for your job, offering money, offering stock and equity in the company. Simply fill out this form, give us your personal information, give us a copy of your driver's license, give us your social security number, which they then turn around and use to go apply for their jobs that they're basically hacking their way into. This picture here is an actual email that someone at my company received, a developer on my team. They were offered a monthly salary. They were offered an hour's salary to actually conduct the interview, to go on the interview, I should say. and they're offered a bonus if they actually landed the job for them. So they're going out and finding people who are experts in the field to actually land the job and bring that back to them to actually then conduct the work and get the salary. I don't have enough time to go through all of these, so if you want to take a picture of this, this is just some of the red flags to look for, whether this is within your company, your coworkers, different things. They absolutely refuse and hate to be on video calls. Whether it's their camera's broken, their internet's weak, whatever the case may be, they want to be off camera as much as possible. Another big red flag of this is we have to understand what is being plugged into our systems. One of the ways that we capture or disclose, found the first person within our company that was doing this, is we found that they were using a KVM over Ethernet device that was plugged into their laptop. They were remoting in from North Korea into a data center in Boston. They hopped over to another data center and then connected to the laptop farm where our laptop was sent. Keep in mind, when you have remote workers, you're sending the laptop out to their location most of the time. One of the key flags that we kind of looked into is that, hey, I'm moving right in the middle of this interview, so can you send my laptop here instead? We sent the laptop there. They used that KVM switch to then hook into it. And this is not always about salary. Now they want access to data. They want access to servers. So when they get hired, they're always trying to gain access to something. That's because they want to turn that into ransomware. They want to turn it into some type of scam, backdoor something after the fact. So even if they get caught and get fired, they still have access into your system. Last thing I want to talk about is just Amazon. The way they caught somebody here recently was just simply by recognizing they had a 110 millisecond keystroke lag on somebody's device that really flagged it up. So that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Ooh, thank you so much, Mike. I'm scared to death now. Thank you so much for keeping us safe. And truth be told, I work for JP Morgan Chase, not wearing this, jeans and a t-shirt. We have really good cybersecurity, so we're told. We have lots of tests all the time, and now I don't even open any of my emails because it could be a cybersecurity test, so, Anyway, thanks again, Mike.